mana mana. You can check out, we are in Sakura season right now. So you can take a look at all the beautiful sakura around me. It's a really nice park. Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. I am in Kiba Park, which is located in Kotoku in Tokyo. So it is the eastern part of Tokyo. Today will be our first episode of Muslim Monday, where I get to interview Muslims in Japan and talk to them about their experience in Japan. So today, I have a special guest. I will be interviewing Noor, who is from Singapore.
My name is Noor. I'm from Singapore. I've been living in Japan for 7 years. This year will be my 8th year. I have 2 kids, 5 and 3. So how I came to living in Japan, at that time he was a student in Tohoku University. And he was still a student when we married. And we thought that, okay, it's going to be a temporary arrangement. Once after he finished his PhD, and then we're going to go back to either Singapore or Istanbul.
So he's from Istanbul?
Yes, he's from Istanbul. He's Turkish. He was studying mathematics.
Oh, okay, I see. So he was based in Japan when you met him?
Yes, he was doing his master's and doing the PhD at that time. After he's finished his studies, he found a job here. So we accepted that, okay, our rizq is in Japan, alhamdulillah. And from then on, we've been living in Japan and we have kids in Japan. Both kids are born in Japan.
Okay, so, great. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I saw,
We're just walking in Kiba Park, trying to find a spot to do our interview. Oh, do you want to say hi, Noor?
Hi. It's really a beautiful day today.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. This is really amazing Sakura area, which I'll show you. Raising children in Japan, especially as a Muslim?
We know that Japan is not a Muslim country. At first, there are many challenges raising kids in Japan. My first son was born in Sendai, and in Sendai there was only one masjid, and it was really quite far from our place.
Okay.
But he was a baby then, so it's quite difficult to bring him to the masjid all the time.
Right.
But back then in Sendai, we had like weekly gatherings with the Turkish community.
Okay, I see.
Where we did something like Usra.
Okay.
We talk about hadith.
So kind of like a small like halakha or like lecture circle in a way?
Yes, it is. It's like that. And it's every week. And we rotate like whose house it should be in this week.
Okay.
So it was like, at that time, because I was living in Sendai, we were very close to the Turkish community.
Yeah. Was there also a Singaporean community as well?
No, there was no Singaporean community.
Oh, really?
I was the only Singaporean in Sendai, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that time?
Yes, at that time. Also finding halal food in Sendai.
In Sendai, okay.
Well, Sendai is on the northeastern part of Japan. It's much colder than Tokyo. And living in Sendai was quite difficult to get halal food. And they had like, the halal grocery store that they had in Sendai was only 1 or 2, but it was closer to the international house. The university houses.
Okay.
And at that time, after my husband started working, we moved to like the central part of Sendai. Mm-hmm. And then it's not that easy. Like when I crave for something, and then even when I want to cook it, I couldn't find the ingredients.
Oh, okay.
But it all changed after moving to Tokyo. I mean, in Tokyo, there's a lot of all these home-based halal businesses, and then there's a lot of halal grocery stores. And then, if like I'm too tired to cook or too lazy to cook, I can just go out, and there's so many halal restaurants. So
did you ever live in Tokyo proper, or did you always just live in Chiba once you moved to this area of Japan?
No, I've just lived in Chiba, but because it's easier to say that I live in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because to describe Chiba is really close to Tokyo, but I'm in Urayasu, which is just a bridge apart from Tokyo.
So it's not very far. So actually right now, so we're in Kiba Park or Kiba Koen, which is in Kotoku. So if you go towards the east side of Tokyo, if you keep on going further east, eventually you will hit Chiba Prefecture, and that is where Noor lives.
We are close to Tokyo Disneyland.
Yes, Tokyo Disneyland!
Yes. It's just 15 minutes away, 15 minutes drive away from Tokyo Disneyland.
Even though, so Tokyo Disneyland is not actually located in Tokyo.
It's actually in Chiba.
And same thing with Tokyo International Airport, Narita. Narita is also in Chiba.
Yeah. So that's why I said I'm from Tokyo and actually I'm from Chiba.
But I guess we call this area Kanto region. So Kanto means Tokyo, Chiba, Saitama, Kanagawa.
That's all.
Is that
Yeah.
it? Okay, so like the area around Tokyo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found that it was much easier to find like halal food and like ingredients and things like that once you move to this part of Japan.
Okay. I gave birth to my second child, my daughter, in Tokyo.
Tokyo,
And I mean, when we were pregnant, we crave for a lot of things. But for my second pregnancy, it was a lot easier because I get what I crave for.
Yeah. So your first child was born in Sendai. Okay, and your second child was born in Kanto, like Chiba.
Tokyo, yes. So raising Muslim kids in Japan, I was worried. Like, how am I gonna introduce the deen to the kids? I mean, of course, at home they see us praying, they see us doing Ramadan. They have lots of questions.
Yeah.
And it's like the pressure is solely on us to
kind of
raise
give
these
the
kids
knowledge.
to give them knowledge of Muslim, of the deen. And so when they're 5 and 3, I was searching for like Islamic school. Although my son is attending Youchen, which is a Japanese kindergarten, on a daily basis, and we found this International Islamic School (UI), which is next to the Turkish Mosque.
So that's the Turkish Mosque is also the biggest mosque in Tokyo, Tokyo Camii, and Turkish Cultural Center. I think that's the full name. So when people think of like Tokyo Mosque, they'll probably think of Tokyo Camii because it's quite big, located in Shibuya. But yes, next to it is the
school,
UI International School.
UI International School. So I thought, okay, this is like our investment, also an investment for Ahira, for both of us and for the kids. And then it's a bit far actually, about 1 hour drive each weekend. But
So 1 hour one way.
1 hour one way.
Okay.
Yeah, but so to send them to a school where they have curriculum and they have activities to make learning much more fun and learning with their friends of their own age.
Yes, it's really important,
Because
like the
kids, they learn-
environment.
Yes, and kids learn better with kids of their own age.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Yeah, I wanted them to know that okay, we're living in Japan, but we're Muslims. I was trying to find Islamic books for kids, and it was really difficult. But now I found a few Instagram pages.
Instagram pages. Oh, okay.
A few Instagram pages that sell Islamic books for kids.
Oh, good,
For
good.
adults too, actually.
Yeah, I've seen actually at Tokyo Camii, so the mosque it's not just a mosque, it's like a cultural center as well. If you go to the foyer lobby area, I've seen there's lots of different books there as well. So I've actually seen books that I have used in Canada as a teacher, like English versions. They have them in Japanese versions. Yeah, so they have like Islamic books and just like books in general. So yeah, I think that the number of books and things like that are growing in Japan.
In my son's school, they're all of them are Japanese. And then when it comes to food-wise,
He knows, yeah.
he wanted a burger from McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Because he remembered we ate McDonald's in Singapore.
Yeah,
when we
Singapore
went back to
everything's halal always. I love eating all the fast food in Singapore.
We miss fast food. Okay, and then when we were, like in Singapore, it's much easier where there's so many halal places, and then you have they have their aunts, their uncles or grandmother to teach them also on this basic
like
foundation.
Kind of family community.
Yes, the village, But here in Japan, it's solely on the parents.
The halal industry and Muslim-friendly places and mosques and things are
Growing.
Yeah,
yes, in Japan. They're now they're building masjid, they're building mosque in so many places, right? They're collecting funds to build mosques, and
people know about Muslims more too. I think, like they've heard
and they're
of
more
halal
accepting of I think probably 8 years or many years ago, probably 10 years ago, probably when you see someone wearing hijab on the street in Japan, it'd be like a really strange sight.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, this is a total alien. But I think now they're more like accepting of Muslims
And like
or
diversity in
yes,
general
diversity.
too. Yeah, not
Yes.
just Muslims as well.
Yeah.
From my understanding, at like yochien or kindergartens in Japan, they do provide lunch or school bento for the children. So I'm wondering, how do you do that, your kids, since most of the time the bento, you know, there's meat or some other kind of ingredient.
They don't do special meals.
Okay.
So what they ask us to do is, okay, you can prepare your own bento. So I've been making my son's lunchbox every day since he starts school.
Yes, yes.
And it might probably be like that until he finishes his entire education.
Okay, yeah. So
Or
you
until
make
he
it-
can make his own lunchbox.
Yeah.
Some school they'll be like, okay, you have to follow the school menu.
Oh,
But
okay.
for my son's school, they're really flexible. They'll be like,
Oh,
just
okay.
pack whatever your son eats.
Okay,
Because they want to make sure that the child finishes their lunchbox.
Ah, I see. Yes, it's very important in
Yes.
Japan. Well, it
And
should
also,
be.
I think it's a very good value, you know, because you know,
Yeah.
as Muslims, we shouldn't waste food.
Waste
And
food,
I'm
yeah.
so amazed that it's not just a Muslim thing. It's like
Yeah, a lot of
It's-
in Japan. I think
Kinda like similar.
yeah, it's very stressed. I think in schools, and it's important to like finish all your food if you're respecting the food. So I actually find a lot of similarities between Islam and Japanese culture. And maybe you can tell us a bit about your own experience as an adult, as a mother, as an individual living in Japan.
it's easier to practice as a Muslim in Japan than in my home country.
Oh, really? So it's easy to be in Japan versus in Singapore.
Yeah, it
Oh,
seems like
and
always
why-
a Muslim
yeah.
country because you know, like the fitting rooms in Japan, they don't allow shoes in it. So when we want to pray, we just pray in the fitting rooms. And
Yeah, I've done that too actually in Canada. Like sometimes when I've needed to pray, I'm like, I need to find like a long fitting room so I can do my prayers. Although now there's like, if you're from Vancouver, Metrotown, there's a Metrotown Musalla, so it's easier if you want to go pray. But before, sorry, a little side story, I used to work at Metrotown, so I used to know which changing rooms had long fitting rooms. But anyways, so it's a Muslim, if you're, whoever's watching this, if you're Muslim friends, like you use the fitting room and they don't actually want to buy anything, they might be going there to pray. So it might not just be in like Canada or Singapore, it might be in other countries too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments.
people are watching you, and then you are carrying the symbol of Islam, and then show that okay, Islam is good, and also the thing is when you start praying in public, it makes you feel more
Like confident in
more
your
confident,
faith.
and you feel more motivated to do good, and more motivated to show the Islam's good name.
Okay, I
Seems like-
see. Yeah,
yes. So because I mean we are different, and in Japan they're starting to accept diversity and all that, but still people watch us, people they're looking at us, and especially when we are different from the rest because of the hijab and all that. Okay,
It like kind of motivates you. Maybe you being a minority in Japan and you like, I guess in Singapore, even if you are like, even though you're Muslim, a lot of non-Muslims in Singapore know about Muslims because there's a lot of Muslims in Singapore. But maybe in Japan, it's almost like a fresh slate.
Yes.
Would you say that it's kind of because many Japanese people don't already have an idea of Muslim, some of them don't, that it's kind of like a chance for you to show what Islam is like.
Yes, exactly. The responsibility of a Muslim is more strong.
More strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
get that because I
yeah.
also feel that too.
Made me feel like okay, like you're the minority, like you said, but kind of made me feel more grateful that I'm a Muslim. So
Okay.
maybe because of that, like okay, remember God, be thankful, like show blessings. So that and because of that, it feels like okay,
Like practices of Islam and things
Yes.
like that. Okay.
and I feel that I need to show these are little things that I can do for my kids to show them that we are Muslims and we are a Muslim family, so that as they get older and then living in Japan, I mean also is to show to my kids, okay, like no matter where we are,
Yeah.
as Muslims we need to pray and remember Allah. Yes, they do things differently, but we are all humans and we share the earth, and all we need to do is we still care for each other because
Yeah,
we're
of course.
sharing living on this earth. I will emphasize things on him like we're all different but we're still the same.
What is the best thing about being Muslim in Japan?
The first thing is that there's a lot of nature compared to Singapore. So there's a lot of nature in Japan that make me feel so blessed, grateful and appreciative of this beauty that Allah gifted to us in this dunya. And you just feel like
You've
hey,
like
you
a
met a
bond or
sister,
like-
yeah, that
yeah,
kind
the
of thing.
connection, yeah.
It's just so different. Like we don't feel that like okay, probably in Singapore there's a lot of Muslims, so you don't really like go around and like hey like that. And because the thing is we're far from our family, so to meet someone or to see someone which is like as another Muslim brother or sister, the first thing, we greet them with salam, and then we just have this pure
There's like
joy and excitement.
joy, and there's like a connection, like, oh, there's like
another sister.
my Muslim sister, my Muslim brother. Yeah, I feel the same way as well. And what would you say is maybe your biggest struggle of living in Japan as a Muslim?
We don't have our family or siblings at our disposal to to help us with our kids or just to go to on weekends.
To spend time and things like that.
But we have another group of family, which is our friends.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, we value this friendship so much, and I think that's another beautiful thing. You may not have your family, but the new people that you meet are your new family. Yep. And then when my kids, they meet another family who's like, oh, eating the same thing.
I have the same thing where you don't have to be that special student anymore.
Yes.
You're doing it together.
Yes, that one. So they feel like, oh, like another connection there. They enjoy that too.
Speaking about food, I know that you have some personal businesses with regarding food, right? Maybe you could tell us a bit about that.
Okay, we operate this home-based business for like a side income. So before coronavirus, we were selling pre-ordered bentos to Tokyo Disneyland. Yes, lunchboxes.
Yeah, bento lunchboxes. Yeah.
It's Turkish food.
Turkish food.
Yes, it's Turkish cuisine. So we have and we sell them in self-heating boxes. I think
they're
in
really
the
cool.
video.
Yes, you can check out my other video about the self-heating bentos, which I will link.
Yeah, if you're
somewhere.
planning to come to Japan, probably inshallah when the coronavirus
calms down.
Yeah,
you can
and you're
order.
planning to go to Disneyland, because Disneyland they don't have halal food in Disneyland. So usually the customers who orders the food from us, they are Muslims from Singapore or Malaysia or Brunei or Indonesia also.
So a lot of Southeast Asian customers.
Yes, they're mainly because there's no halal food in Disneyland, and when you go to the park, you're gonna spend a whole day there and then without food. Yeah. So feel free to order from us.
and I'll link her business in the description below, so please be sure to check it out. And do both you and your husband make these bentos and the food together? Or
He's the founder. Okay, he's the one who is good at cooking, and because it's a Turkish menu, so he's good at it. But during those times when I was making the lunch boxes for Disneyland, he was mostly out of country.
Oh, okay.
But he taught me how to cook the rice, the Turkish pilaf,
okay.
and he taught me how to prepare the things. And from then, before I prepared for the customers without him, he's the food checker. He's the quality checker.
Oh, quality checker. Okay.
Yeah, and he said, okay, this tastes Turkish. So, okay, it's good to go. So I need to get the green light from the Turkish. Yes.
Okay, cool. So they can order it in advance.
Yeah, we do deliver at a fee.
Okay,
or you can also
delivery
pick up
fee.
at the nearest train station.
Train station. Okay. So in general now in Japan, I would say there's a growing number of home businesses, especially for halal menu. If you want Singaporean, Malaysian, Indonesian food, there's a lot of home-based businesses. So even if you might not be able to find actual stores and restaurants of these cuisines, there are a few actually, but there's a lot of home businesses. So there are options if you come to Japan.
Don't worry, you will not starve.
So do you have any last messages for our Muslim viewers or our viewers in general?
Okay, if you're planning to come to Japan, I know for Muslim travelers, usually you worry a lot about food or how to go and things like that. But don't worry, now Japan has become more diverse, and there's a lot of halal food options. And then most of the things, almost everywhere in Tokyo area, they have signs in English. There are many things now in English which can help you find your way. It's a very friendly place. If you still got lost and all that, don't be afraid to approach the people. Japanese people are really kind, they're warm, they're friendly. Even if there's a language barrier and they will not be able to talk to you in English, they will still help you with your body language, or they will actually accompany you to where you want to go. Yeah, they're really helpful. So yeah, come to Japan. You'll enjoy the nature.
Yes, come to Japan, and thank you. See you
Thank you.
next time.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Okay. I'm not gonna
あ、ごめんなさい。なんか
Did they think we were just having loud conversation in the park?
Oh, like living in
And we stopped at the roadside break.
特にジョギングやランニングをされる方はマスクやフェイスカバーなどを着用し、他のランナーや歩行者との距離を十分とってください。
What is one of the best things about what? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.